Hello there, it's your friend Phil, project management trainer and coach. Today we're going to be talking about contract types. Contract types are talked about in the PMBOK Guide, Chapter 12, under Procurement Management. 12.1.1.6 breaks down what exactly these contract types are on page 471 and page 472. So this is a very quick review of the contract types. The third bullet on page 471 starts off by talking about these contract types. There are three broad categories: fixed price, where the price for the contract is fixed; cost reimbursable, where the costs that are incurred and are allowable are reimbursed to the seller; and last but not least, time and materials, which is like a hybrid of fixed price and cost reimbursable. So let's talk about these contract types one by one. Under fixed price, the first contract type there is FFP, firm fixed price. The firm fixed price contract is the most commonly used contract type. The buyer loves it because once the price is fixed, they know that there will be no change to the price, no surprise. Think about it. If you wanted work to be done on your backyard to install a fence or a pool or some other fixture, what would you prefer? Would you like a surprise of the seller telling you anything that came into their heads at any point in time? Or would you prefer a contract where everything was fixed and you didn't need to pay anything else? You probably would go for the firm fixed price. And the firm fixed price is the most favored contract type by buying organizations. People love to buy when there are no surprises. As much as possible, buyers go for the firm fixed price because they know there will be no changes. Now, if you decided that in addition to a pool, you wanted a fence, then you wouldn't be surprised if there was an increase, would you? And that's the thing about FFP. There could be changes if the scope changes. But if the scope of work doesn't change, then you don't expect to have any surprises. That's FFP. The next contract type is FPIF, fixed price incentive fee. There's an incentive to the seller. Does the seller want to take an awesome vacation on the beach? Sure. Well, they're going to have to step up their game. The fixed price incentive fee contract gives the buyer and seller some flexibility in that it allows for some deviation from performance with financial incentives tied to achieving agreed upon metrics. If you get this project done early, then you will get some additional incentives. If you can get this done 3 weeks earlier than the expected date, then you will get some sort of incentive. Or if you can get this done to this particular quality standard, then you will get some particular incentives. So typically, such financial incentives are related to cost, schedule, or technical performance of the seller. And under the FPIF, a price ceiling is set, and all costs above the ceiling price are the responsibility of the seller. In this contract type, we typically hear the term the point of total assumption being used. But for your exam, I wouldn't get carried away with the PTA. The PTA at a high level is illustrated in terms of a ceiling price above which the responsibility for the costs lie on the side of the seller. If the seller goes higher than the ceiling price, that's their business. Now, there are various components in the FPIF contract, but those are beyond the scope of the PMP exam in my opinion, and I don't think you need to go that far memorizing the formula for the point of total assumption. Once upon a time we had this on our mock exams, but we found this to be a waste of time for the poor student who usually doesn't get a single question on PTA. So as long as you understand the concept, the fixed price incentive fee contract is one in which the seller has a fixed price set for what is being done, but there is the possibility of an incentive. Now, if the seller burns through their profit within that fixed price and at the same time burns through any potential to get an incentive, then at that point, they then assume all of the cost. And that's why it's called a point of total assumption. But that is beyond the scope of the exam.